When a child takes its first steps, no one scolds them when they fall. No one ridicules them with, you just failed. You need to say a drop. And we don't punish them for actually stumbling. We normally extend our hands and we say, come on, you can do it. And we steady them and we even walk with them a little bit before they get their feet firm. And then we rejoice when we see them take even more than one step. Because guess what? Falling when we're learning is not failure. Falling is the very rhythm of how we learn to walk. But somewhere along the way, I've found that as adults, we lost that truth. We are quicker to judge each other and criticize rather than to encourage and to guide. So imagine if we reclaimed the posture of how we show a child, that spirit of patience, of reassurance, of steadying hands, of how we, take that into treating one another. And I'm always reminded by the story of Thomas Edison when he was asked, you failed 1,000 times. And he said, look, I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. So what others would dismiss as his failure, he said, look, I've recognized it as discovery. So I want us to remember that the cycle of progress is never the story of perfect steps or of the fall, but of imperfect people like me, like you, who found fortitude to rise, who drew strength from something or someone that gave us the resolve to keep going. And history is clear. Civilizations have risen and have fallen, and each time the fate wasn't necessarily about the brilliance of the victories, but by how they regrouped and responded to their failures, how they recovered, how they found balance. So I believe the question before us is this: what must we do differently in our time? How do we refuse the old patterns of division and decline? Because in the end, we know this truth. A child who is lifted will one day run, and that it is the same with us. Progress is not perfection, but the enduring strength of people who decide in their time to pull one another forward, not with ridicule, but with stable methods of support and sustained application.